Okay, I'm spotlighting you in just 1 second. There we go. Thank you.
Hey, good morning. Um, Tony Abbott was president of the North Carolina Poetry Society. One of his many positions prominent to literature in North Carolina for many years. But while he was president, he would open up every meeting by reciting a poem he had memorized for that occasion. And also, if you ever went to a poetry reading he was giving, he often had memorized and was reciting most of the poems. And to witness that, I see Malika nodding, to witness that, to watch him reach into himself and discover those words and bring them forth as an act of creation, to witness that was always profound and always inspiring. And that is the word I would use to describe Tony. Dr. Abbott had a life and a long career of inspiring, and I'm sure that many of us in this meeting today are among the thousands for whom he was an educator, mentor, advisor, or friend. Today we're honoring his memory with one of his own poems. Tony died last October, but just last week on January 7th, which was Tony's birthday, Press 53 released his final poetry collection, which is The Dark Side of North. And so I'm going to not recite, but read one of the poems from that collection. Suppose. Suppose you have been away for a very long time, and perhaps you have been in prison, or if that is too much, just suppose you have been very sick and the view from the hospital room includes nothing but the back wall of another wing. And now you come home, and it is October, very late October, when the leaves have just reached their fullness. Yes, October in the South, and you have forgotten. No, that is entirely wrong, because you do not forget anything. I don't know. The point is, you have not seen the beauty of this lovely place for a very long time, and you suddenly are given 3 days, let us say, to walk around your town, to walk through the cemetery while the maples flame and the oaks are yellow gold, and the graves of your old friends and teachers lie like invitations in the still green grass, telling you of time before. And you walk on the campus and stand before the pistache with its thin, pointed burgundy leaves, and you see the way it glows red and orange while the trees behind are still green, like a guardian hovering. And suppose you walk down your very own street and see the house and the bright orange maple across the way in the empty lot the builders can't use. And you watch the way the sun glances off the trunks with that sidelong glance of almost not yet winter. And you walk in the door and you touch the pictures of your grown children and their children, and think of the children they will have one day when you are gone, and the house and the pictures too will be gone. And you walk out again later and see the crescent moon sharp against the clear black night, and you and the dog walk down the familiar street, which now shines with strangeness, with the unearthly light of eternity itself, and you weep for this day and the two others you have been given to come back before you are gone again into whatever place they send you. Suppose all this, my friend, and give thanks and touch the petal before it falls to the ground. You cannot bring it back. hope you'll have an opportunity to read some more of the poems in Tony's collection. It just brings his presence right into the room. So I'm going to turn the meeting over to Celestine Davis, our VP of Programming, who is going to take it from here. And I thank you for that opportunity, Malika, to share those words of Tony. He was a friend, an inspiration to so many. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. That was really beautiful. It's a great start to a great day, especially these days. So I want to get right into it too. I want to introduce to you Clevette Chynna Roberts, who's going to be our first presenter today. With her, along with her group of performance artists called Illusions, which is just a group of collective of poets, spoken word artists, and singers, and there's very talented people that she's been working with probably for over 10 years. And then we're going to have an afternoon. We're going to have our very own Melinda Thompson, who has been a part of the North Carolina Poetry Society for a while. And she's doing some great work, and she's going to do a mini workshop with us. So make sure you have a pen and pencil with you. This will be after lunch. Back now to Clevette. Now I'm going to read a little bit about it, so I won't forget anything. Clevette is the first poet laureate of Kinston, North Carolina, which is my hometown. Yay! And the founder of Illusions, which is a long-standing collective of poets and performance artists since 2009, which has been a little bit over 2 years. Ms. Roberts is recipient of many other awards, including being recognized as up-and-coming artist and facilitator of arts by East Carolina University. Her recognition of the National Underground Spoken Word and Poetry Awards signifies the impact of her performances. The most important thing, she has been a published poet, and she has a poetry collection still standing, 2015, and also she has a self-help book called Walking in Purpose, which is the art healing component. The most important thing to know about Clevette is I've known her for a while and watched her career grow from a distance for a while and stepped in and visited her in Illusion, is that she's really a community arts person, and she has volunteered and filled in spaces where there was nothing there before. And so with great honor, I present to you Miss Clevette Chynna, which is her stage name, Roberts.
Thank you all so much. It is an honor to be here and a privilege to be here as a featured artist, and also to bring Illusions artists that we've met throughout the years who have been on tour with me for a very long time. And I thank God for the people that we do have. And the event that we're going to bring to you today is called Beauty and Chaos. When Celestine mentioned to me about a theme, the first thing I could think about was beauty and chaos, because especially with what's going on right now with the pandemic, trying to find the beauty in the midst of the chaos that's going on around us, and that's in our lives in general. So I'm presenting to you a collective of artists, different genres, different styles of art today, and the artists are all phenomenal. I'm not just saying that. I've seen them and witnessed it for myself, and I hope you guys feel the same when you get a chance to hear this performance. All right, the first artist I want to just highlight is Sean Ingram. He is an author, educator, motivational speaker. I'm going to already call him my life coach as well, because he's been touching lives, the youth. He does a lot with the youth. He's also a spoken word artist and the founder and CEO of the Sean Ingram Creative Arts Academy. And so this guy, he's been on tour for a very long time. He's been writing for a little bit over 20 years and has touched lives all over. I'll say all over. He's an international poet and activist. So I appreciate having him, and he's been a good friend of mine for a very long time. I think I've probably been on tour together for about 10 years or so. And so I also have Alisha Cratchy, who is a singer, also a songwriter, and she has a different style. She has the ability to freestyle while singing, and I've never seen anybody do that before, and she has been doing it for a very long time. So I'm looking forward to hearing her today, just share her gifts and her talent. Also, I have Ill Will, who is also, he's a hip hop artist. He's also a poet and a performer and a songwriter. He's also an entrepreneur. He has his own label called Ill Nation. And he does a lot for the community, and he writes to inspire others to tap into their gifts as well. I also have Angel H, who's actually a songwriter, a singer, a visual artist. She's a performer, a poet, actress, and so much more, and a photographer, if you're looking for a photographer. But she has been performing since she was about 3 or 4 years old. She's been singing for about that long, and she has the ability to be very versatile. So I'm looking forward to hearing her today as well. And we have KP Santiago, born and raised in Lexington, Kentucky. He now resides in Raleigh, North Carolina. He is a writer, a performer. I say he's a wordsmith as well. He has the ability, his words move you. Just listen to what he says. He has the ability to captivate his audience. And he started writing in 2000. And he wrote it, he started performing at this university in Nashville, Tennessee. And then from then on, he's been performing and been on tour since 2000. So he's been on tour 21 years now. So, and you also, I will be performing with them as well, but I did want to highlight Justin Brothers, even though he can't be with us. If you guys can please keep him in your prayers. He is Justin Fantastic Brothers is hailing from Oklahoma City. Even though he's not with us, I did want to highlight him because he was going to be up here and he was very sad about it, but he right now has coronavirus. And so he's not able to be with us. But I did want to speak on his talent. He is very well versed as well, but he's been performing for a long time and his wordplay is amazing. So without further ado, I would like to welcome you all to Beauty in Chaos.
The Basquiat drew, Jay-Z confirmed. The young kings get their hair cut off and see that I've learned. I guess I went from something to nothing just a little too fast. And many was praying for me to fail, but yet I surpassed. So now they big mad. I mean, they big mad at how I multiplied everything from the nothing I had. I guess they never seen the dream of a mustard seed succeed and be blessed with success. So yes, the devil is a liar. God is the truth, and I am the proof. So I'm more than a metaphor of what God could do. For I'm the miracle, but you never understand because you only see the problems, not the potential of a man. I'm saying they'll never see my vision. They'll never understand my fight to fulfill my mission. Because even when I tell it to them, they don't listen. So now I beat on my own chest just to keep myself alive. Drumming up my own courage just so I can survive this world that I'm living in is trying to trap my dreams in a box so small that even Tweety Bird can't sit in. How can I get in where they won't let me fit in? All I know to do now, y'all, is kick down the door and run in. No black mask, only my black face, not even a gun, only hunger under the buckle of my waist. Some say I'm a disgrace, truly your dream deferred, not understanding my spoken word is Solomon Proverbs. How prolific from when they said when an amount this now I'm worth more than they can imagine just giving my gift. For see, I live to uplift, my only desire is to inspire. Now my only goal in life is to shatter the glass ceiling and keep my thoughts from going higher. For see, I am Sire. I'm the king of my kingdom and emperor of my empire. See, I'm the modern day Martin and the Malcolm without the glasses who they try to X out when I X'd out my doubt and then really started living that life that Jesus was all about. But let me ask y'all, honestly, if life is a game of chess, then why are we still playing checkers? Yeah, we on the same board, but mentally, you ain't even on my level. See, I'm trying to stop time while you sitting watching your bezel. I hope in time you find peace of mind to add to your puzzle. My thesis, like my timepieces, run by the energy of the sun, allowing my masterpieces to be forever, even after my days are done. Now, wait up. I know many might not understand that, but those who could decipher my cipher, that I'm just speaking facts. Because if I have them in the days and nights that I was trapped away in that prison, it was as if I was buried alive. At times left for dead and forgotten my people, but still I survived. So now from the depths of hell, like that mule in the well, I have emerged from the dirt. See, I brushed off my shoulders of all my pain and my hurt. I've wiped away my tears. I conquered my greatest fear. So whether they love it or hate it, Sean Ingram forever lives. So I know they hear me coming. So I know they hear me coming 1,000,000 miles and running, or to be exact, 186,000 miles per second before I travel at Godspeed. For even the devil tried to asked me to slow down, but I assured them that there's no need for even the black runner himself can't run fast enough to catch and grasp what it is that he cannot see. For I am he, Sean Ingram, the poetic voices of voiceless. For yes, I am one of the poetic chosen ones, blessed with an ambient nature that allows me to blend in with the midnight while still having a radiance to shine as bright as the midday sun. And I know King Solomon told you that there's nothing new under the sun, my people. But poetically, my thoughts have ascended to the seventh heavens. For I have been traveling in January by night since I was the tender young age of 7. See, I walked through the darkest valleys with God on one side of me and the devil on the other. See, I got confused between what was right and wrong because I learned that all was fair in the streets and in the struggle. See, I've been through the pain. I've taken showers in the rain, even had thoughts of committing suicide. That's why I thank God that I maintain. So how can you hold down a man with nothing in the world to lose, my people, but yet everything to gain? Thank you.
So you cannot escape my loving. You cannot outrun my covenant. I made a vow to chase you till the end. 'Cause it's just the way I love you. It's just the way I chase you. It's just the way I like it. The only way I know to. And I'm not leaving, I'm committed to my love. There is no limit. I'm forever in this till the end. 'Cause it's just the way I love you. It's just the way I chase you. It's just the way I like it. The only way I know to. 2020 thoughts. Last year has not been the greatest for any of us. We've suffered so much loss in multiple ways, some more devastating than others. Through this strange mystery of what we call life, it's not always easy. I know we all expect 2020 to be filled with our own expectations of achieving, but maybe there was something bigger going on instead, outside of our own way of thinking. Definitely an eye-opener for me, and many others also. Through it all brought heartache, stress, anxiety, depression, and so much more. Forced to stay inside, not spend time with loved ones or friends. Total isolation brought misery in itself. Yet through all of the chaos and separation that year has caused us, we as a people, together in a strange way, humanity has never been close than we are now. Yet at times it looks and feels so far. We are so close. $7 an hour, bills stacked on the counter. Got a baby on the way, don't have to feed. His pride has been torn down, his confidence is worn out. This ain't the way he dreamed that it would be. But he never asks why, 'cause he's made up his mind. He's a fighter, got that fire when I thought he'd fade away. Throw his fist up as he gets up, feeling stronger every day. When he gets down on his knees, he finds the courage to believe. He's a fighter who inspires me. Oh. She's got no time for makeup. She's got 3 boys to wake up. Never dreamed she had to raise them on her own. And sometimes she feels like crying, but she's holding on, surviving through the loves that makes their little house a home. And she sees it in their eyes. all the reason why. She's a fighter, got that fire when they thought she'd fade away. Throw her fists up as he gets up, feeling stronger every day. When she gets down on her knees, she finds the courage to believe. She's a fighter who inspires me. Ooh, oh, she inspires me. Mm. She's been here before, and she's only 8 years old, but she knows the name of every nurse she sees. And though she don't like the chemo, she waits it out, never losing hope that someday soon she'll be cancer free. She's a fighter, got that fire when they thought she'd fade away. Throw her fist up, keeps her head up, feeling stronger every day. When she gets down on her knees, she finds the courage to believe. She's a fighter, he's a fighter who inspires. Yeah, she's a fighter, he's a fighter who inspires me. Ooh, oh, they inspire me. Mm. You're my inspiration, yeah. You're my inspiration, yeah. You are my inspiration, yeah. Be your inspiration, yeah.
You know, I recognize that you passed on Granddaddy and that hookup at the post office, but you made the most of every single one of those post offices. And I think the time to address what you meant to the world at this moment is fine and most proper. One of the many ways you served the Lord was by honoring your fellow man. And despite being a mellow man, you were that very thing, like the Addams Family brand. You know, the epitome of what comes to mind when you're thinking of a helping hand. And ironically, you recognized when any one of us were cliffhanging. Man, you'd reach out and touch someone quicker than AT&T. And if either of us were in need of protection, you could get most dangerous. I'm talking a real biohazard, but yet would defy all chatter of anything pertaining to confrontation unless you got the feeling that your doorbell was ringing. At that point, all bets were off, like too many reports of the number man complaining, never spit a trial sermon. But you could have been the 13th disciple. You taught me how to chase cheese, but never get caught in a trap. I learned that by watching you catch wild vermin around the house. Now it's up to me to set the traps and never allow any rodent to occupy any corner where I choose to dwell about. And that's what you call father lessons. Your teaching brought farther lessons than the astronaut lady traveling while stressing in search of resolving a problem. So your wisdom alone had already made you beyond a legend. You're the reason I believe I know what it takes to be a husband. Because you went very few places without your plus one. Genuine love and adoration. You made any accomplishment feel like a cause for a celebration and congratulations. Any imperfection you could have ever possessed was overshadowed by the way you shined in every step you took in your Christian walk. You always had a different talk. My academic advancement was because you had me learning my ABCs before the age of 3, I believe. And Proverbs chapter 3, verse 3 says, let not steadfast love and faithfulness forsake you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Man, I'd watch you study the word morning and night with love and steadfast earnestness, which is something I trust the Lord adored with every sight. And the way you would recite and explain how we are able to derive everything from the Old and New Testament, you weren't just an example of Black excellence, you were a spiritual measurement that I'm still in pursuit of. And Proverbs chapter 28, verse 20 says, a faithful man will abound with blessings, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished. You trusted Christ with your last breath. and was simplicity personified. Never was an individual who focused on materials and was more than happy with the minimal and never desired to waste time focusing on what was trivial. And that is something that for many people is beyond the scope of comprehension. And with your mind being occasionally a bit touch and go, you said while sitting at the edge of the bed that you wanted me to help unfold, believing that if you opened enough, then maybe we could ask God for his blessing. And for a loop, I was honestly thrown. Because with the life you led and lived, I think you have opened more than enough envelopes.
The other day, somebody asked me a question. They said, Will, so you don't rap anymore, right? You just do the gospel thing now. I asked him what he meant, and then he just repeated himself. I'm like, man, did I lose my confidence or my belief in myself? I thought I did everything right. I never needed a left till I seen my Bible in the corner and said, you leaving this shelf. I said, I'm still ill will and I make the same music. This is the illest. I don't know how you confuse it. A positive rapper, see, this is my platform. I would never misuse it. I'm making my joyful noise. Tell me, why would they refuse it? But now I'm in a different atmosphere. People thinking it's an odd story. My music's the same when it's talking about my love for God more, but I'm sure that what I speak is not heard on the radio. And if y'all call that rap, maybe that's the reason they wouldn't play me though. You see, I went against the grain just so they can know my name. You see, God gave me a vision, so I created my own lane. Why? Just so they could watch me from a distance. No way am I ashamed. I'm a Christian. My buddy told me, you ain't doing nothing for the atmosphere until it's shifting, so keep your message uplifted. And you can go everywhere that I go, so hold on to what I said. And if a door opens up for me, you best believe that I was led. So to answer your question, you see, God stepped into my path. I had to pit stop. He said, son, you don't rap anymore. We do hip hop. You see, I thought I was done with track and field, but my mind keeps running hurdles. I got a couple problems that you probably never heard of. Is that I stress a little, but I'm still blessed a little. I grab my pen and begin to get it off my chest a little. Then I disguise it, hoping you realize it, hoping you memorize it, hoping you won't despise it. But despite this is therapy. Hoping I speak it with clarity. I jump in the crowd. I hope they carry me. Hoping my girl one day marry me. One day I switch it to salaries. Only thing I burn will be calories. Then be the best, just like Khaled be. The only one left, they ain't counting me. Wow. You see, I've been waiting for a while. I think it's long enough. That's when the Lord told me, wait some more. You're strong enough. You see, I don't really care how long it takes you because your blessing is on the other side of you. Breakthrough. So you won't be left to dry. You can reign right. If you don't see the glass half full, you can complain like this. See, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. That's a quick saying. It's too much, I can't take it. That's a quick saying. See, but the more you fight, it turns to quicksand. So do yourself a favor and quicksand. I can't get nowhere. I may not understand, but quit saying I can't go nowhere. Well, you should quit then. You see, I take a look at the cardboard soldiers on the side of the street. There's a thin line between broke and poor. When did it meet? But I don't see them giving up. That's the enemy's plan. And the fat lady hasn't sung. That's the enemy's band. But the enemy's banned me. They can't stand me. I'm still a superhero at heart. One time, Stan Lee. You see, I uplift with my gift. I make the atmosphere shift. You want to take a leap of faith? Well, meet me at the cliff. But I can't hold your hand for long because this is not my duty. The day will come that you'll be judged, and this is not my duty. They want the truth, but need it coated with sugar. How you gonna go by everything that they put up? You need to look up the word and the one that served.
because he deserves all your words on your last nerve, this and that and third. Yeah, I know times is hard, it's easy to point the blame. Yeah, I may not understand, but you don't get to complain like this. See, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. That's a quicksand. It's too much, I can't take it. That's a quicksand. See, but the more you fight, it turns to quicksand. So do yourself a favor and quit saying, I can't get nowhere. I may not understand, but quit saying, I can't go nowhere. Well, you should quit then. You see, I'm back. Add it again to my pad and my pen. I'm poking holes in the paper as I tack it again to the wall as I ask a question. How did I actually win? It's been a battle, swinging but missing like a tack in the wind. You see, they know me around town as the one that put it down on the mic, snatching crown, still distinguished with the sound, and everybody want to meet you. They swear they want to feature, but they plotting on the low to see how they going to defeat you. I peep game, then I sharpen my pen. Coming up with the first line, I start with a sin, a lie. But the people eat it up, they want more of it. I'm tired of this freestyle and I'm getting bored from it, but I can't afford it because I need the attention. Like if I don't go hard, they'll put me in detention. But then I mention all the tension that I get when I rhyme. They say, Will, quit front and spit something. One more time, this is my last line. It's like rewriting a perfect letter. I will never be better than my last line. You see, you in the city, a sore thumb, and you know it. You painting pictures on these raps. Yeah, you a poet. But you dumb it down, crayon rap. You tell and show it like God gave you the cup to drink, but you rather pour it. See, sharing the wealth that was meant for yourself, when you're trying to make sure everyone is right, you'll get left way out of the picture. You never doubt if they with you. Forgot about all the issues. Without a doubt, they won't miss you. Listen, all of the fake love you get is intuition, because they wouldn't rock with you if you was the competition. And you know this. Everyone is a locust, keeping you off your focus, never asking who wrote this, so quote this. See, when you got a gift, you don't sound the same. So when you try to follow the crowd, it goes down the drain, you drown it, man. Searching for love, you'll always be on the run. Real quick, let me do one more track and I'll be done. This is my last line. It's like rewriting a perfect letter. I will never be better than my last line. So that's my last line.
One shot to your heart without breaking your skin. No one has the power to hurt you like your kin. Kept it inside, didn't tell no one else. You didn't even want to admit it to yourself. And now your chest burns and your back aches. For 15 years of holding the pain, and now you only have yourself to blame if you continue to live this way. You gotta get it together. You wanna heal your body. Get it together. You have to heal your heart. Whatsoever you sow, you will reap. Get it together. Dark future ahead of me, well, that's what they say. And I'd be starving if I ate all the lies they fade. 'Cause I've been redeemed from your anguish and pain. A miracle child, I'm floating on a cloud. 'Cause the words that come from your mouth, you're the first to hear. Speak words of beauty and you will be there. No matter what anybody says, is what matters most is what you think of yourself. You gotta get it together. You wanna heal your body. Get it together. You have to heal your heart. Whatsoever you sow, you will reap. Get it together. The choice is yours, no matter what it is. To choose life is to choose to forgive. You don't have to try and hurt them or break your pride. Just shake the weight off and you'll be ready to fly. One shot to your heart without breaking your skin. No one has the power to hurt you like your friends. Thought it would never change, but it's time to move on. That ugly duckling grew up to be a swan. And now your chest burns and your back aches, because now the years are showing up on your face. But you'll never be happy and you'll never be whole until you see the beauty in growing old. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, simply knowing the truth will set me free. I got so caught up in the what ifs. I lost all my patience. Need to find it somehow. Try to take control of so many things. Not communicating. I just took offense to too many things. Can you imagine what life could be if being honest was easy? Can you imagine what life could be if being honest was easy? I just want to be a superstar, fly around the world and drive fancy cars. Buy my mama crib cause she my rock star. Is that so wrong? Is that so wrong? I just want to write a song like Billie Jean, hoping to die one day that y'all would see. I just want to know that y'all gonna miss me. Is that so wrong? I grew in a world where you can't even be yourself, and I grew up in a world where you can't even tell the truth, see lies. Oh, the lies hurt. So I say to myself, oh, can I imagine what life is? Can you imagine if being honest was free? Can you imagine if being honest was free? So I finally get to light my torch of chaos. Well, it's here. The very torch that will lead me to the beauty. The very torch that will lead me home. The home where it begins. I know they say you can't go home again. I just had to come back one last time. And ma'am, I know you don't know me from Adam, but these handprints on the front steps are mine. And up those stairs in that little back bedroom is where I did my homework and I learned to play guitar. And I bet you didn't know, under that live oak, my favorite dog is buried in the yard. I thought if I could touch this place, oh feeling, this brokenness inside me might start healing. But out here it's like I'm someone else. I thought that maybe I could find myself. If I could just come in, I swear I leave. Won't take nothing but a memory of the house that built me. You leave home, you move on, then you do the best you can. I got lost in this whole world and forgot who I am. I thought if I could touch this place, so feeling, this brokenness inside me and might start healing. But out here it's like I'm someone else. I thought that maybe I could find myself. If I can just come in, I swear I leave. Won't take nothing but the memory of the house that built me.
I just want to be heard. I long for unspoken truths and untold stories to be manifested through my imperfections. As I stand here before you, dissecting every inch of me without apologies, I digress in hopes that my life lessons and imperfections could be somebody's blessing. I just want to be heard. You were the one that my life is entrusted in. My first teacher beyond measure. No one said it would be easy. The gift of life didn't come with a handbook. The trials, tribulations, only built the armor you thought you had doing your thing in the streets. The anger, the frustration of facade, the devil's playground. He had you right where he wanted you, hurting everyone around you, including me. And for the sake of me, I can't seem to fathom what you look like anymore. Where were you when I needed you? The late nights I cried myself to sleep, wondering if you ever gave a crap about me. I always knew she did. She did her part to try to make up for what was missing. I remember her coming home, late nights, feet swollen, trying to crying herself to sleep, trying to make ends meet. There were days we didn't have nothing to eat. No electricity, no heat. Candles and incense burning to cover the sin of the kerosene heater we used to keep warm. Going to school in clothes she made for us because we didn't have. I put on a happy face and try to front and act like they jokes ain't bother me. But inside, it was killing me softly. Anger rising in my chest, flowing through my veins, disgusted with who you are and what you represent. She began taking her frustrations out against you on me because I looked like you and acted like you. A lost teenager in the streets with no proper guidance. I learned to hold my own. Hung with dudes that taught me the game, how to make power moves and stay smooth. I was sick with it. There were things I needed to know from your points of view. A hug, a few words of encouragement. Just because your donor did it to you, didn't mean you had to follow suit. It took my life almost being taken away from me for me to realize that I'm not you. And I don't want to be you. I've been your clone for too long. I released you, gave up the life, and I got a life with my Father who art in heaven. Amen. Before you begin to open your mouth, I got something to say. Don't fix your face to create dismay. Today is my day. I'm tired of being a squirrel trying to get your nut. Your opinion doesn't matter to me. No time messing with my mind. You've been a thorn in my behind for far too long. Making excuses on behalf of what ties us together. A pedigree, please. Just because your blood runs through my veins doesn't entitle us to be the same. One mental blow to my cerebellum at the age of 10 caused a chemical explosion with no delayed response or reaction. No longer surrendering to your self-induced homicide. It was obvious. Your intentions were to kill my mental psyche. Oh, but my Father, who art in heaven, knew your next move before you ever attempted. Slipped a bowl of knowledge into my soul, preparing me for days like this. Since soldiers of no relation, through blood, sweat, and meditation, it took me 30 years to realize I don't need you anymore. And the hardest thing I had to do was close that door and that chapter in my life. So take your knife out of my back, trying to pierce my heart. Let air get to it so it can be as cold as yours. The floors of faith is all I stand on. When I'm wrong, he tells me it will be all right. When I'm lost at night, I know he's my guiding light. And now my light guides too. Yes, two blessings beyond recognition. My decision in life is to move on without you. No excuses, no pleas, just no. My life changed when I fell to my knees. My heart mended when I fell to my knees. Now I can honestly say, your emotional strangle has been released, never to be resurrected. My two angels are only things that rise like the third day. I hope my light's radiant heat can heat up your heart that I thought was forever cold. So, shh. It's a new day. I forever put your insecurities behind. Not only if you let my Father touch your core, just like he has touched mine. Blackbird, why you wanna fly? You ain't never gonna fly. Please spare me with your lies. I'm a queen and a child of the Most High. You couldn't deny me even if you tried. Yes, I know. My mama's name was Lonely. My daddy's name was Pain. He may have called me Little Sorrow, but they had no idea what God had in store for me tomorrow. With the pain, he removed the stains. I'm able to withstand the rain. A loyal bird in the sky. This blackbird is gonna fly. I wanna love you. Past your pain, past your past. Allow me to restore your broken heart in the midst of the shattered pieces. Create a mosaic work of art, consisting of each chapter in your life. You are no longer a victim of heartless acts, for you are victors. Permit me to turn the page of yesterday, mend them together, give blessings to each memory as a collage of who you are becoming. Let the ink drip on the leaf of your existence. Empower the illustration of your thoughts to be mirror. Could you guys hear me?
Can you back up? We lost you about 2 minutes ago. So if you would,
Okay.
sorry about that.
No problem. I didn't know what happened. Okay, so back up. Which one? Do you know? Or you don't?
Just did Blackbird.
Okay, thank you.
Right, after Blackbird.
Okay, after Blackbird? Okay. So would you like for me to redo Blackbird again?
Sure.
Okay, that's my dedication to Nina Simone's song, Blackbird. Blackbird, why you wanna fly? You ain't never gonna fly. Please spare me with your lies. I'm a queen and a child of the Most High. You couldn't deny me even if you tried. Yes, I know. My mama's name was Lonely. My daddy's name was Pain. They may have called me Little Sorrow, but they had no idea what God had in store for me tomorrow. With the pain, he removed the stains. I'm able to withstand the rain. A loyal bird in the sky. This blackbird is gonna fly. I wanna love you. Past your pain, past your past. Allow me to restore your broken heart in the midst of the shattered pieces. Create a mosaic work of art consisting of each chapter in your life. You are no longer a victim of heartless acts, for you are victors. Permit me to turn the page of yesterday, mend them together, give blessings to each memory as a collage of who you are becoming. Let the ink drip on the leaf of your existence. Empower the illustrations of your thoughts to be mere reflections of whom you used to be. Turn the leaves. Give power to me, for you were created in your Father's image, and your story is yet to be told. Brokenness has no place here. I am here and always have been. Release the inhibitions of days gone by. Desire to live in the moments with me, for it is I who loved you first, and the love you seek has always resided in me. My child, I watched you. Look for love in the wrong places, with the wrong people. The love you desire has always resided in me. Sanction me to write a beautiful script that I have intended. Assent to release the aches of former times, the loss of loved ones, the hurt from loved ones, the pain from strangers, emotional roller coasters. Release the anger that has driven you away from me and the blessings I have in store for you. That weight is not for you to carry. Release the baggage, for they are not your personal belongings. The trials that have been set before you are not intended to hold you hostage. They are means to strengthen your character, season your personality, humble your heart. Believe in me, for I created you. Each breath you breathe has been a gift for me. The doors I open cannot be shut. The test were meager attempts to provide learning tools designed to build your armor, which has been and always will be my love. Through acceptance, change comes. Failing to learn from your mistakes keeps you stagnant, standing still. That is not my plan for you. Hold on to the love I have for you. Discard the loose ends of days gone by. Relish in this moment. Inhale, peace, and I shall provide prosperity to thee. I am beauty in chaos.
So I'm a green kind of country boy. I'm a wide awake warrior. I'm a rough rally renaissance with a worldwide euphoria. I'm a child of the cornfield because down the dirt path is where I lived in a plank house with an outhouse in the dirty South. And I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm a natural born dirt dauber, world-class ditch hopper, backyard ball player who pretended to be a Laker with a final shot at a 3-spot with a dirt stop through the flower pots, jump shot, all sports, no net, it was still wet. Yes, swoosh. I'm a young boy wonder with no shades on. I mean, dealt with a hand of our hearts, just getting my spades on. See, I'm something like amazing. Matter of fact, I'm almost extravagant. I'm the reflection of perfection and the mirror image of immaculate. Nah, y'all see, I ain't just bragging on me. I'm just giving all praise to thee who has allowed me to be. Through the good and the bad and the ugly that you see. I mean, he who is open like door using my gift as my key and them prisons that you made, nah, they could never hold me. And I mean, hold up. For a moment of meditation, say, I pour this one out for Jesus as a lyrical libation. Holy communion, I'll break bread with the dead. Nibble knowledge from the strange fruit until my soul is fed. Progressive this foundness and through the things that they said and them voices that I'm hearing is them just talking in my head saying, Sean, see, we died to overcome so you can overcome. But when you get where you are going, my son, please do not forget where you are from. See, we died to overcome so you can overcome for the youth. Be that builder of that bridge that would guide them to truth. Be that light in the darkness and that calm and confusion and the detour that would guide them from the wrong path that they're choosing. And when they ask you who you are, you just tell them I am.
I am a queen. Definition of a boss lady. Yeah, I handle my business. Many love to say that I'm extra or some's favorite. You too much. Now, for a long time, that bothered me, had me second guessing and degrading me, even tried to meet others' expectation of me, only to receive that it wasn't me. So no, I'm not too much. I'm just enough. Truth be, maybe too much for some, but never again will I run, but accept that I am unapologetically me, simply me. I am a woman, fearfully and wonderfully made in God's image. Yes, I am godly, wrapped in imperfections, spiritual being having an earthly experience. Not perfect, but worth it. I'm a lover, also a level of art and deep conversations, compassion and understanding with some complications. Spiritual discernment, knowledge, and wisdom I don't mind chasing, though I'm wise beyond my years. For there is still so much more to learn and discover, still time and growth to take place, no matter where I stand or take place on the ladder of life. I am what I am because the great I am speaks over me, not because of anything I have done or that I chose him, but more because he chose me. Before I even knew me, before I could even speak or exist in this earth, in this world. Predestined to be loved, set apart for a purpose. Yes, I am who God says I am.
When you're a dreamer, your beauty is chaos. And that chaos is nothing short of a day spa. When you fear nothing, I mean, I'm a Pisces. And what I see is 5 loaves and 2 fish. If you identify with my mold, then apparently you fit within my arena of ally. See, like a squat rack, I shoulder weight. In my ear, on most days, what I hear is something that motivates the birth of new ideas with the excitement of newlyweds trying to procreate. See, when you are dream chasing, the chaos is the storm, but the beauty is the rainbow. I got my destiny in a stranglehold. I keep a designated cigar on.
I think he froze up, so we'll have to just wait. Yep, he froze on my screen too. Clevette, I'll unmute you. Clevette, you need to unmute.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry about that. I'll actually go to the next person. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Okay.
There was a meeting about a soul that was on time, but it seemed late. A soul that performed so well that seemed great. It was discussed how to transition smoothly to a vessel. Contradiction. They predicted how one would soon wrestle with the thought of an introvert heart trapped in extrovert skin. See, when the body wants to party, the heart will pull it in. So this soul is an artist, not just a rapper or a singer. See, this soul is a mix, but classifies as a painter. You see, the thoughts is the brush and the paint is the voice. See, everybody portray their image differently by choice. You see, before you get too excited, this soul is also stubborn, procrastinator, a little lazy, and a little southern. See, this soul would know their father, but still deal with abandonment. Take a whole childhood to realize what abandon meant. Stay away from those who claim they are abandoned since they walk around with noses stuck up like they abandoned mints. See, this soul is chosen like the rose that grows out. This soul will be judged by their heart because it's sold out to their calling, its vision, the voice of reason, only to find out a purpose is for a season. Be positive, not negative. Be the spark and the charge. Weigh 155 for 7 years and finally fit a large. See, yeah, there is more. Not really, but it is. See, this soul is an overachiever that underbids. This soul will have a drive of not a trier, but a doer, and maneuver out of manure as an entrepreneur. And because of fig bars, it proceeds with caution. Hands down, please, I told you it's not an auction. I said it was a meeting, but it's more like a wedding. And before who takes thee is something I'm forgetting. See, This is not the beginning, the ending, or resurrection. This soul is alive but in need of a reconnection. So now the floor is open. I'm not asking who is willing. I'm asking who, layer by layer, this was revealing. So who can see that inside view like a spy cam? Who is the one that this soul is speaking to? I am.
Find somebody else, someone else to love me. He won't do all the things that you would do. I'm talking about you, baby. I'm gonna find somebody else who will treat me better. He won't say all the things that you would say or talk to me that way. This isn't about you, it's about me. My bag's all packed, here is a key to my heart. Never worked from the start. I thought we were one, but you tore us apart. I'm leaving, I'm leaving, I'm leaving, I'm leaving, 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 yeah. I'm gonna find somebody else who won't waste my time. He will make promises that he cannot keep or leave incomplete. Yeah, I'm gonna find somebody else who will always be there for me. He won't say he's busy whenever I call or not answer at all. This isn't about you, it's about me. My bags are packed, here is a key to my heart. It never worked from the start. I thought we were one, but you tore us apart. I'm leaving, I'm leaving, I'm leaving. I'm leaving, leaving. No, he doesn't understand me. I'm not who he wants me to be. He thinks I'm demanding because I want everything my way. Oh, he tries to change me from A to B, then from B to C. I'll never be enough for him. So I guess it's time to go. Say I'm leaving, I'm leaving, I'm leaving, I'm leaving.
My apologies, everyone. When you are a dreamer, your beauty is chaos. And that chaos is nothing short of a day spa when you fear nothing. I'm a Pisces, and what I see is 5 loaves and 2 fish. If you identify with my mold, then apparently you fit within my arena of allies. Like a squat rack, I shoulder weight. In my ear, on most days, what I hear is something that motivates the birth of new ideas. With the excitement of newlyweds wanting to procreate. See, when you're dream chasing, the chaos is the storm, but the beauty is the rainbow. I got my destiny in a stranglehold. I keep a designated cigar on deck, but never dare to light just because I wasn't satisfied on the days I came close. Insanity is defined by singing the same tune and not understanding why you keep hitting the same notes. The one reason a comparison of Noah's Ark would offend someone such as I is only because I'm looking with a side eye at anyone trying to imply or reply that we in the same boat. Nah, see, even when I appear to be out of control, my focus is forever centered. My secret and the beauty within my chaos is that my chaos enables me to focus, like the Incredible Hulk helping out in New York with the rest of the Avengers.
I'm a fighter. From the time I was birthed into this earth, I fought to breathe. Being born with an abnormal heartbeat, God saw fit to let me be. Given this gift called life, the roads traveled have not been easy. Fighting through adversities while under construction taught me peace. Giving peace that surpassed all my understanding made me fight for my dreams. I flatlined twice in my life, so this thing called life, I gotta get it right. So I write in hopes to touch lives with my gift in hand, determined to walk in my purpose with the passion. I choose to take a stand. Oscar Wilde said it best. If art imitates life and life imitates art, then I choose art because it is my life. So I will fight to write in hopes that I get this thing called life right. And this has been Beauty and Chaos. Thank you all.
Thank you.
If everybody will unmute this pause,
Awesome.
really appreciate it. It's wonderful.
Just wonderful.
And right on time. And my
Wonderful.
goodness. I
Thanks
just
for the references too. That's going to be so helpful to follow up. This is great.
So I put all your information in the chat box. So anybody wants to contact you, anything, they can do that. And also, we're gonna have open mic coming up. Oh yeah, let's share 2 books. Tell us about your books.
These books can actually be purchased on Amazon. This is called Walking Purpose with a Passion. It actually has my photography. Do a little photography too on the side, but my photography in the book. It's also a place in here. This is a self-help journal. I wrote this last year. And as you can see, I love nature on both of my books. But this book, you can actually, it has my inspirational nuggets. I'm a life coach as well and a substance abuse counselor, motivational speaker. I do a lot, radio show host. But these are some of my nuggets that I actually teach in different sessions for the youth and for adults. I've taught some of these sessions at Fort Bragg for living in balance, and I've done refining your gifts, a couple of workshops that I do. But I actually decided to put some of the nuggets in here. And so the nuggets are in here, different things, kind of guide, that could possibly help you. I'm the type of person, take what you need and leave the rest. But you can actually write in it. It's a journal as well. And so I decided, because my life coaching business is called Affirmation of Change. And so in the back, I have affirmations. So in the back, and I also have it so you can actually write your own affirmations as well. I have some affirmations in here. But you can also, I wanted you to be able to write in the book. So you can actually create your own affirmations that work for you. And also, Still Standing was my first book. And this is a book of poetry. And it's just different chapters of life, different things that we go through, with this journey called life. And I also have an album out called Pieces of Me, and it's on Amazon as well. And it's Pieces of Me by Chynna. So it's just Chynna by itself, but you'll be able to find me. But I thank you guys for this opportunity. I thank you guys for allowing the artists that came along with me. You guys were phenomenal. And I just appreciate the time, you guys, to hear us out.
I really enjoyed all your presentations. They were very enlightening, and it was a good change. On a winter day, I really enjoyed it. If I get the opportunity, I would have thanked all the individual people who sang and rang poetry, and I think you all have a great future. It's awesome.
Thank you.
May I ask a question? Do you have a minute or two for questions?
Sure.
Did you all come from the same area of North Carolina, or is this a Zoom gathering? How did the collective?
This is actually a Zoom gathering. We're all in different places. I am in Kinston, North Carolina. Alisha is in Iowa.
Wow.
Right. She's from Kinston, but she's in Iowa. She's a nanny. She's a live-in nanny, so she's in Iowa right now. KP Santiago is in Raleigh. Sean Ingram's in Raleigh. And I believe Angel's in, is it Bayboro? I'm not for sure. But she's like near the mountains. So in North Carolina.
And when you do performances, is it a Zoom type event at this point? Obviously with COVID, it must be, but
Yes.
That's incredible.
And normally we have a band, because I was going to include the band, but I didn't want to, you know, bring too much. But I have my own band as well. And the band wanted to be a part of it, but you know, if we do a future event, we'll probably do like maybe some pre-recording if you guys want us to for the band, because you know, I like background music too.
Well, singing a cappella was just phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Singing to your computer.
Sounds good. And I'm also Alisha Crashes. I saw her post. She's my goddaughter, and she's been with I was actually I used to be the program director for the Boys and Girls Club, and I've got about 40 godchildren, and she's one of them. And so I've been with her since she was about 5 years old, and she's been singing since she was about 5, and I've taken her under my wing, and I want to see her grow. Everybody on this line, including yourselves, I want to see you soar and be eagles. You know, I want to soar like an eagle as well.
Absolutely. And this has really filled my heart. This has been great. It's been just a great start for a Saturday morning. I really want to thank you for, you know, always stepping up. And I always ask you, always say, you never say no. You always say, okay, I'm there. And I really appreciate that. Like I said, the reason I brought you in because I know you're a community-based person, and we're all about community. And so I just love what you do and how you do it and how you fill in those gaps, you know, where there was nothing that was a void there, you just filled it. It's all this beauty and chaos, right?
Thank you.
So I want to thank you for that. Okay. So also, I don't know, we're going to start next with our open mic. And so if you want to, I see we got 3 people already signed up for open mic. So if anybody wants to just have a poem they want to share, please just put your name in the chat box, and we just go first person, first serve. And after that, we'll have an hour break for lunch. So get yourself all refreshed and have some food, whatever, and come on back. Come on back. We got much, much more to share. We have the wonderful Melinda Thompson, who's already been here and been enjoying everything. Thank you so much for coming early, Melinda. And she's going to give us a little mini workshop, which I'm very excited about, kind of see where we connected to. You know, there's different things, you know, I know we connected over Emily Dickinson. And so what kind of camp are you in? Who is your inspiration? So that's what we're going to talk about going forward. She's going to lead us in that. She's going to share some of her work, you know, the basis of her work. And her thing is going to be called Departure Points, Our Literary Influence. Okay? So it's going to be an interactive poetry talk. So come on back. First of all, sign up for this open mic. And we still have a lot of places left. So come on in. All right. So
how do you sign up for the open mic? How do you sign up for?
Just put your name in the chat box and say open mic. And I know that's what you want to do.
That doesn't seem exactly to work unless you put it to Celestine. Otherwise, it floats off.
Okay, but I see, yeah, put it to me, and I know you're going to do it. Now, if one of my wonderful board members want to, you know, do this, they can. I would certainly pass on this responsibility. Jonathan, did you just volunteer?
How can I help?
Okay. So I'm gonna put everybody in your chat box and you call them on, okay?
Okay, I'd be delighted.
So
for some reason, I'm not able to reach anybody's chat box. It's not allowing me.
You, we'll call on you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You can even start. You can be the first person to begin. That
How
way,
about that? Then we don't have to worry about
the chat box.
Okay.
So let me get a few names. Malika, I know you sent me one, didn't you?
I send Bill, Robert, and Joan, and then we have Aruna, but y'all can do it in whatever order you want. But Bill and Joan and Robert Rubin had already signed up.
Okay, that's right, they did. Bill,
Excuse me, I can't do the chat, but I'd like to do it too. Iris.
Iris?
Couldn't figure out how to do it. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yes,
Say your name because I can't find the picture fast enough.
Grace Ellis.
Okay, Grace.
Yes.
So I have Bill, Robert, Joan, Robert, Bob, Ruben, Iris, Grace.
That's gonna be a lot.
Anyone else?
Linda's thinking about it, but
Oh,
she
great, Linda.
Nashville.
there. Yeah, put Linda
Love
there.
your poems. Great.
I'll join in. Garrett Sharp.
Okay, Garrett, that'd be great.
I may be on there twice. I
And
signed
who is
up and then signed up again, and I didn't mean to.
that? Is that Bill?
That's Robert.
Rubin.
Oh,
Robert
okay.
Rubin.
Okay.
Just a reminder, if you want me to pause the recording, let me know.
We want to add Keziah Worsley to open mic as well.
Okay. Keziah Worsley, got it. So this is great. We have 8 poets speaking on the open mic, and we can take some more too.
So if you decide you want to do it later, after we get started, send a message to Jonathan or we'll pause and ask after everyone else is already read.
And the very first person who said she couldn't get into the chat,
Aruna.
was that who?
Aruna.
Aruna, would you like to begin? That way we won't have to.
Sure. Can I start now?
I will turn to, yes, why not?
Okay. The dry magnolia leaves. O old withered leaves of the forlorn magnolia, you lie on a bed under the tree. A lifelong of oily olive, you brighten a passerby's glance. Your debris asks for attention. She cups her little palms and skirts a few dry leaves, showering them on our oakwood art table. Mama, let's paint these. Then she picks a brush and dips it in her favorite yellow and scarlet and strokes as though many, many miles. She rounds off in yellow, completing the circle, drawing the sun. The sun shines, the colors blend, the curves and shapes send messages to the world of unknown. Seamless connections flow in a rainbow from violet, indigo, blue, green to the yellow, orange, and red. And then the brown and dry magnolia leaves recover and rejoice. Thank you.
That was beautiful, just beautiful. Thank you, Aruna. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bill, I have you listed as next.
Okay. Bad poem. Bad poem. 1. It droops like a scolded dog, and underneath the table in the dining room dribbles a puddle of tepid metaphor. Strike out, deodorize, then pointedly ignore it for an hour longer until you can't resist. Unfold it into your lap and try again to make it wag. 2. Test for doneness by flinging it against the wall. No starch, just sags as limp as a don't you dare say it. No sauce, no steam can seem to stiffen this one up again. What word could make the flaccid toothsome? 3. Is it a tricky edit of memory or karmic truth that maximally serene is 75 miles per hour right before the blowout? Geez, hadn't you just checked the tread? Wasn't it singing arias on the asphalt? How much closer could you get to perfect? Maybe you discover the nail, maybe not. But when your fine, hot wind has surrendered, you make do with flatness, rangure, patch and trim, pump it up, and even this one will take you home.
Nice, nice, nice metaphors. Really nicely done. I have Joan is next. Joan?
May I go last?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Robert Rubin?
Thanks. This is also about writing. Seeing the bones. We watched as Lisa robed herself and glided out until Professor Slate turned to the bones we joked about and wheeled the skeleton to where she posed. Now, draw the scaffolding, he said, the skull that shapes the jet of jaw, the frame that muscles mask. So, in her arm, I traced the radius and humerus, her biscuit skin encased. Beneath her swelling breasts, the rib cage and clavicle on which such drapery is hung. The carriage of her coxal slouch, hand resting on hip, her mouth and curving chin belying the substructure of a lipless rictal grin. That night, as I reclined upon pot-permeated couch cushions at my dorm and hit the bong that circulated as my friends and I played backgammon, the room seemed to swirl, and I beheld us all like pictures Bosch had dreamed, a drunken colloquy of skeletons attired in the habiliments of self, identities acquired over the years, habits of grooming skin and hair, the smirk, surprise, reserved disdain, or unself-conscious air with which each faced the world. The studied artifice of our costumes, just bones, 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 and clattering of dice. These days, I see the bones each time I crack a book or watch a movie on TV, cast an appraising look at page layouts, the shape of a short story's frame, or architecture of a verse, an essay's spin, the same dry bones Ezekiel beheld from Babylon, unknit and scattered on the ground, their living temple gone. Doubt's vestiges laid bare by deconstructing art, awaiting a prophet's command to rise again and start, reclothe themselves in flesh as re-envisioned by the unaffected faithfulness of a beginner's eye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, very nice, very nice. Thanks, Robert. Iris, I have you next.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to read the title poem from my just published book.
Wow.
Walk to Yesterday, a memoir in poems. And I would like to personally and publicly thank Aruna and Joan for the wonderful blurbs that they wrote for me about my poems. So I thank you, Joan, and I thank you, Aruna. So I'd like to read a Walk to Yesterday. Oh, and this is a picture I took in the woods at Weymouth. So if you ever get a chance, when you come back to Weymouth for the meeting, you've got to walk the woods. Walk to Yesterday. I took a walk back in time today, saw two Amish men, their straw-hatted heads bent in prayer, thanking God for this warm February day. I passed familiar sap buckets, spiked on maple trees to collect the gold liquid, soon to be stirred into sweet syrup for blueberry pancakes only grandma could make. I huff and puff up the hill to the center of town, where the courthouse has stood for 100 years, where I sat when the judge ended my marriage, later where I was granted a new one. I continue down the familiar maple-lined street, reaching the Swiss chalet where my new life began. Gone is the rose garden where we set our vows, but the wishing well still accepts wishes. Down the tree-arched road where ghosts appear, I can hardly see the long white ranch. 2 front doors still red, pines we planted showing their age, but the weeping willow still weeps. I arrive at the village cemetery, the place where my son's body rests for eternity. His spirit travels to where it is needed. His soul rests in my heart. I kiss his black granite stone and return to today.
Very nice, very nice. Wow. And that is your title poem to your book?
Yes, it is.
And is your book, what's the press?
Ingram Strand.
Ingram Strand.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I just received my copies, and Joan and Aruna, you will be getting yours after I send mine to my grandchildren and my children.
Yeah.
And do let Linda Myers know so we can.
Yes.
put it in.
I've written that down, Iris, because that's very significant. Congratulations. And I'm sure there will be others who will want to know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. It was a long journey, but, and I attribute the help from the Poetry Society to inspire me to keep going.
Wonderful.
So thank you very much. And again, thank you, Joan and Aruna. I really, really appreciate it.
Grace Ellis, I have you next. Grace, are you on mute?
Yes.
Okay. All right. She unmuted me now. Okay.
Okay.
This poem is called Masking. I wear a mask to block the germs that travel through the air, thus to protect you from me and me from you. But not so much on the Yadkin River trails, where I rarely intercept another person or a dog. In the heart of summer, the thick canopy of leaves filters the light of the July sun, except for pale stripes across the paths and piercing rays like spotlights, transforming green leaves into bright jewels. I'm grateful for the heat-reducing shade, but the screen of bushes, weeds, and trees provide only glimpses of the broad brown river. Time passes. One day I watch a yellow leaf and a yellow butterfly pirouetting as they dance their way to the ground. Leaves begin to litter the trails. Eventually, leaves are as thick there as on the forest floor, camouflaging my familiar paths. Now, as winter approaches, most of the branches are bare, and as I walk, I enjoy an unobstructed view of the surging river and the banks beyond. I feel on my face the warming rays of the sun, unmasked by the boughs above.
Very nice. Very nice. I have, thank you, Grace. Thank you very much. Linda, I have you next.
Okay, well, I've even got myself unmuted. So this poem is entitled To Begin With, It's Enough. And forgive me, but I don't remember the prompt now, but it's been published in Tiferet recently in an anthology of spiritual poems. short, Jonathan. To begin with, it is enough to secure the winning bid for lengths of lace, cuffs, and bodices, crocheted bedspreads, and cardboard auction boxes for 9 singles and an old maid's company. To have dug like Lucy and Ethel through sawdust piles for worms for abandoned starling chick with Val and Allison. To have climbed the medieval staircase and Rue de Saint-Amand in Chartres capstone for endurance training. To receive a 6-year-old's impulsive, sweaty hug in the COVID-19 summer. Irresistible. To remember the Pacific Ocean spray across the Alameda estuary. To step barefoot atop stones and gather abalone in the glistening tidal pools with Mr. Alstead. To glimpse pelicans on the San Francisco and Chesapeake bays, to remember the Gabonese man who stood on the train platform in well-pressed suit and plastic encased suitcase and brushed his teeth with fraying twig. To live where roses, pansies, gardenias meet autumn at the gate. To recall the indigenous Gabonese dog who became entangled in the clothesline and pulled down freshly laundered lines of laundry in pursuit of Jima, the resident chicken, rewashing every piece by hand again. To grieve for middle schoolers claimed far too soon by weapons and rebuke. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Linda. As always, amazing, just amazing. Thank you very much, Linda. We will talk afterwards. I need to see that poem. Garrett, I have you next.
Cool. So hey everybody, I'm Garrett Sharp. This one is called Lesson Learned. I've been walking down this beach in Florida, so far south that people aren't the only ones dipping their toes in the water of the Gulf. Even the trees splash in the surf here, mangroves braving the sea, salt-crusted roots questing out into the lagoons around me. But they aren't the trees I'm here for. My eyes rove the beach edge for the peculiar one, the manchineal tree, and when I find it, I stop and sit 100 feet away, out of its grasp. I won't walk up to that tree again, or bite that sweet fruit that tastes of delight at first, but then closes your throat tight as if this plant had grown hands to strangle you with. I won't assume it's safe to climb because the iguana's basking in its limbs. That sap can burn your skin down to its foundation. It can blind you. I was lucky last time to survive my ignorance. Someone found me strewn prone like driftwood near this manchineal shortly after, burned and choking. And I always find myself thinking of the iguanas. Wonder if their ability to survive the tree of death says something good about the tree, something bad about iguanas, or just goes to show that iguanas know how to put up with crazy shit. The manchineal reminds me of a girl I loved once. I'll never tell her that. And I won't lie in her shade or partake of that fruit again. No, I say the iguanas can have her.
Very nice, Garrett. Thank you very much. Very nice. Keisha Worsley, I have you next. And if you're on mute, just go right ahead if you're off mute.
Okay. I am from by Keziah Worsley. I am from early risings at 5 a.m., getting up, making breakfast and lunch. I am from the thirst quencher of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and a few snacks in a pink Polly Pocket lunchbox. On my way to school, Mom drops me off with church music playing. The old Ridgewood Elementary place with all those little kindergarten faces, lost toys and no more nap times. I am from kindergarten pigs to hanging out with the big kids, hiding in the library with Rows of Adventures. So sweet, they make me feel so safe. The books that bring me peace. Fortunately, it was time for me to be released. I am from summer days and travels. We were wherever the road unravels. SUV packed with 6, but luggage for 12. 2 tight spaces for stretching. Florida 3 times, South Carolina plenty. Busch Gardens, Disney, Frankie's, Myrtle Beach, aquariums plenty. Zoos too many in Maryland. And more. Freedom to go wherever you want. I am from caring, supportive style 70s parents, pushing us forward to greatness. I am from love and strictness that's so fun you forget how good you got it. I am from Grandma Gloria's house on the weekend, waking up to oatmeal, sausage, and toast, with the lip-smacking layer of Nutella just for me, her favorite grand. For 16 years I've spent before she breathed her last breath. I am from her memories of stories I was supposed to believe. I am from history, the whole stories that were fought by the builders of this world. I am from African culture.
Wow, wow. Keisha, that's wonderful. Seriously, have you printed that? Has that been published?
No, and my name's Keziah.
Keziah, I'm sorry.
Keziah.
It's fine.
Oh, that's biblical. Well, it was great. Thank you.
It really was very nice. And
Thank
do
you.
let us know, because that would be one, I would love to see that again sometime. That would be just wonderful.
There's still time to submit it into a student contest,
There is.
Jonathan?
Thank
Tell
you.
Keziah about that.
As a matter of fact, Keziah, take a look at our contest for, I assume, undergrads as well as high school students. I'm not sure exactly your age, but hopefully you fit in there. And please, please, please apply. I'm not one
Where
of the
is that?
judges, so I can say, please apply.
Where do
thank-
I apply?
Go to the website, North Carolina Poetry Society, and look at our student contest. We'd love to see you submit that poem there, Keziah. Lovely job.
Yes.
Thank you. I will.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And thank you for participating today. It's really nice to see younger people in our group. Peggy, I have Peggy Heitman. And Peggy, you're on mute. I have you on mute. You should be good now.
Okay, thank you. My poem is Distant. Unhitching his favorite mule, Red, he shuffled from tilled fields to his shed, where he sat on a 3-legged stool. I stood outside the door, a child with instructions. Mustering courage, I knocked too softly for his old ears to hear. Opening the door, I stepped inside and reached for the shoulder beneath his coveralls. Grandmother said, "Time for supper." Blue eyes as clouded as the sky above his farmland squinted and looked past me, past my shadow, until his gaze rested on a distant light. Tell her I'll be there directly. I closed the door, leaving him to talk with God.
Wow. 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 Thank you, Peggy. Thank you very much. Wow. Karen, I have you next.
Okay, am I unmuted?
You are.
Okay, so this is fresh ink. Sometimes that's a good idea, sometimes it's not. I literally finished it 20 minutes before the meeting, so fingers crossed. Still, you have to extract yourself early from the blankets, adoring embraces these January mornings to take in the still of your ancient black cat as statue, still on the sill of the kitchen bay window, all but the round of her golden eyes and the clicking sound she can't help but be making somewhere deep inside. Still, as she watches the flocks of robins zipper through the waxy green holly boughs, flit and poke about the soggy green moss on the still, chill ground, and the fat and frantic gray squirrels scampering around tree trunks to snatch whatever red berry jewels the robins haven't seized, and hear the unconscious burrowing in of your husband down the hall, still in his catacomb of sleep, gathering blankets and sheets and pillow around him, still hoping to insulate himself from loosening any hold he might have on any dreams he might be having, from losing any hope of holding onto any still.
Very nice. And not bad for a poem you finished just 20 minutes ago.
Whoa, thanks.
Wow. Very nicely done. Thank you, Karen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sandra Poe?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great.
Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, this is called Morning. It's MORNING.
Okay.
She wants to throw her curtains wide and raise her blinds up high, but she'll close the bottom blades, see only treetops and sky, no earthlings save unknown neighbors who pester her daily with unleashed dogs and nonstop drums that thrum and thrum, invading the rhythms of her dying heart. Untethered, she'll gladly give those others up, but the earth she will relinquish grieving and wander in unrelenting reveries between the ripples of wind-swept skies, caught irrevocably like hawks who store instinctually on random updrafts of her soul that shift and dip and will not let her touch the ground again, like those whose legs and feet her half-shut blinds will amputate. I'm done. Did you hear me?
Yes, yes. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you very much. Wow. Joan, I have you last.
And here I am. Solstice. On this long night, clouds stand between the cedars and the stars. It is the deepest dark, an unlit cave we are unsure of leaving. On this cold and endless night, the heaviest hours await us. The spell will break when dawn begins its easy lift. In slowly fading dark, color floods the east. We stand at winter's start, met by day, met by light.
Wow. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. And this session has been really nice. I wouldn't mind seeing this session as a chapbook. I would love to see all these poems and have a chance to really study them. What a wonderful half an hour. Wow. And with that, I will pass this seriously. Wow. You all deserve much praise. I'll pass this back to Celestine. Thank you.
Well, that was an awesome open mic. It was really awesome. One of the most awesome ones I've witnessed. And I said it sincerely, we've witnessed some awesome ones, we really have. So I just want to thank you all for coming and being a part of this wonderful celebration of poetry in North Carolina. And make sure next time you always invite your friends, and because they're all welcome. And also we're going to be break for lunch right now. And when we come back, we're going to have the awesome Miss Melinda Thompson, who's going to be sharing with us some of her works and leading us into a mini workshop. So make sure you to think about what are your literary influences, and so you can talk about it with a few friends, okay? All right, a few new friends, hopefully. All right, so thank you so much, and I'll see you at 1 p.m. I'll probably be gone for a little while, but I'll come back and hang out a little bit if someone wants to hang out. I know Karen usually does that, so I'll try to come back and see if she's wandered back into the room early. Anyway, so thank you so much.
Oh, I'm not wandering anywhere.
You just gonna stay?
In terms of,
Yeah, we'll have lunch together.
Oh,
Yeah, let's-
yes. I'll go get some lunch and I'll come back.
will the Zoom call remain on, or should we Zoom?
Yeah, we're gonna keep it up. We're gonna keep it up. Exactly.
Can we turn the recording off?
Yeah, so what I'm doing